You're listening to Guitar Talk with Dave and John.
All right, welcome everybody to number 57 of Guitar Talk with Dave and John. I'm Dave.
I'm John.
And today we have a doozy to discuss. So I this weekend I didn't have any gigs, but I had a lot of students this weekend, and picked up a new student for Sunday. We're going to do every other Sunday. 16-year-old kid. Pretty good. He's really into Frank Zappa, so we started getting into a little jazz stuff, and it was cool. Yeah, I like when somebody's like really new and hungry, and it's always a real nice thing. So it's nice. Today I have 3 students I got to go to after this podcast.
All right. I did have a gig this weekend. It was a good show, and there was a blonde girl in the crowd who danced like Elaine Bennis.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you know the episode?
Well, Seinfeld, of course.
Yeah. I was
dancing with her thumbs out. Yeah.
Oh, horrible. Yeah. Jerky moves.
Horrible.
Great
show.
I was dying. I just watched a rerun of that episode maybe a week ago, and this gig, once the people get pretty hammered, they're out there dancing and doing their things. She was not the best moves, shall we say?
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was really funny. Killer gig. Everything sounded great. Really, really good.
Nice. So there's a piano player named Jimmy Levine who is out in L.A. And Lee Carreri and I one night decide we're going to go see him over at the Mint. So we're at the Mint and we're sitting there, and I make a comment about these 3 girls that are dancing that are just horrible on the dance floor. Anyways, Lee and I are laughing about them, and I said, geez, white girls should not be dancing. And then I said, except for Shorty. The little short girl in the front really can dance her ass off. She's good. He's like, oh, yeah, I agree. Like 5 minutes later, we see this guy that we know, Jimmy DeMeas, who's a singer. And he's like, Lee, Dave, what are you guys doing here? You guys know Paula. It was Paula Abdul. Lee looks at me and goes, Shorty can dance. I'm like, I didn't know it was her from way back over here at the bar. We had no idea. Shorty can dance. But she actually can't dance.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No kidding.
It was like, I think of one of 2 times that I went to the Mint. I never really went to the Mint. It was never anybody I wanted to see there.
I saw a couple.
I think I've seen more comedy at the... What's that?
Oh, they do comedy? It seems like they host a lot of jazz stuff. I don't know about rock.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, well, Jimmy was kind of a jazzer.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, so Friday night, Chris and I are both playing those Dirty Shirleys. And for whatever reason, this Friday night, everything sounded really, really good. I think it's because we got to turn up a little bit louder than normal.
Okay.
And by got to, I mean Mike just didn't ask us to turn it down. So
right.
Everybody in the crowd that, was coming up after the show was just like, you guys were really good tonight. I don't know what it was, but you guys were super good tonight. And I don't know what it was other than the mix being balanced a little better. I think normally, the singers are front and center. And this weekend, like I said, we were turned up a little bit louder, but like the amount of mistakes and stuff during the show that I heard from the other band members that I knew that I did myself, it was a very routine show. Normally we're really tight and we'll have maybe 2 or 3 songs where we'll have a flub or something, and that's how it was this time too. But for some reason, everybody was like, "You guys are on point," and I really wonder if it has to do with like the musical, like the energy from the volume. Just like a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, probably if you guys are feeling it better, obviously, I think people play off that. You know what I mean? When your tone is really good or you have the right volume where you can hear it and you think it sounds good, you play a little bit more, it's a little shot in the arm, if you will.
Yeah, perhaps.
I've been getting comments on my Ultra series video that I did on Fender stuff. And you know what's funny is people are like, I like what they did. I think Fender does a great job. It's like, or some guy was like, and I know you're going to love this. You didn't even play the guitar, so how can you review it? What?
Right.
First of all, I never called it a review. And second of all, I can tell you how a guitar is going to play by reading the specs. I know Fenders. I've played a million Fenders.
Oh,
I get it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But the other point was like, the guy was like, oh, I don't like the wheel. So I think they did a good thing. So you don't like the wheel and you don't want anybody to have the wheel? It's like there's 74 other guitars you can pick from in their line. What do you give a shit if one of them has a wheel? So I was like thinking to myself, if I was working there and designed and said like, here's going to be the 20 models of Strat that are going to come out, 19 of them I probably wouldn't play. But I'm not trying to make it so I would be able to play all 20 of them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It would be set up so that I could play a few of them, maybe, but one probably, but so that everybody would have something to pick from and do. So in that respect, I just think it's funny that I get these comments. And, I of course, I enjoy reading them because I think it's funny that people take the time to tell me a long-winded opinion about it, but I guess that's what I'm doing.
I'm going mobile. I'm trying to find a good connection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a shabby connection.
Are you the only one there?
Yeah, usually this early, I'm usually the only one here. So, check it out. I'll show you something.
All right, folks, we're getting a little tour of the...
Once I turn around here behind me, you're going to see we've got new offices under construction.
Oh, look at that.
All this stuff is going to be... Yeah, we got some big double doors over there. Yeah, we've got some new stuff coming along. Still one thing in this world that I'm missing.
Yeah, what's that?
A Boss DM2 with a tap tempo.
Oh, is that going to be your new purchase?
There is no such thing.
Oh, they don't have it with a tap? You can't...
How's the signal right now? Is it better outside?
Seems all right.
No,
clear.
Outside.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's probably a lot of road noise and stuff.
No, it's not too bad.
No, so I'm just complaining about the Boss thing because I've had like a whole bunch, I've had a whole bunch of delay pedals over my life. I've had the Stryman stuff. I've had D3s. I've had electro-harmonic stuff. I've had a bunch of stuff. I think the Boss DM2 that I've had for the last 2 years is the best sounding delay pedal. It sounds really, really, really good, but the functionality is so minimal. It's a compact stomp box. It is what it is. There's the one foot switch to turn it on and off. There's a mix. There's a intensity for how many repeats you're going to get, and then there's a rate for how many how quick. That's it. Man, I wish there was a tap tempo for that thing.
Well, is there a way that you can tap?
Good. Reading all the, I'm not the only one. Apparently, there's a big group of fanatics for this pedal. A lot of people seem to really like it.
Really? Have you talked to possibly Brian over at Wampler and see if he can clone one with a tap?
No, that's going to be a phone call that I have today, though.
Yeah.
But I can already tell you what he's going to tell. He's going to say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a modeling one that gives you all kinds of different delays in one," and it's going to be like, well, all right, so it's going to be digital.
Oh, and the other one's an analog. I don't know much about the Boss delay.
Yeah, that's what they call the bucket brigade. Whatever.
Oh, I see. Bucket Brigade, like the Stryman stuff.
Well, the Stryman stuff is digital modeling of that. So, like the Brigadier, for example, is a digital model of a bucket brigade circuit, or the El Capistan's a digital model of the tape circuit. This is like the old actual like bucket brigade circuit.
Huh. All righty. So is there anybody that makes that?
I've been looking for it, and I don't find anything directly. Nothing that's like a DM2 clone with a tap tempo. If anybody out there knows of one, turn me on.
Right. Yeah, I don't really know either myself. I'm not really familiar with that pedal. I kind of like digital delays.
Yeah. I mean, digital delays are great. I have a DD3 on my board too. I like that one as well, but the DM2, it's the repeats are kind of warm, and there's just something about it that, like, when you turn it on, it just makes everything sound better. I don't know, just a good sounding pedal. It's probably the only pedal on my entire that I'm married to.
I played a reunion of the cast of Grease, and I had a DD cone on my board.
Yeah, nice.
It's awful.
I remember in like junior high school, there'd be those occasions where, like, every once in a while they'll let you watch a film in class instead of like doing whatever classwork. Oh, we're gonna do a movie.
Yeah.
We did Grease, and I just couldn't give a shit. The DM2, I have the Wazacraft one that they re-released, where they made it in Japan for like a year and or whatever. It's phenomenal. It's the sound. That's the sound. Now I just need something that'll give me the sound and the functionality.
Yeah. Do you really use the tap though? I never do.
Well, I don't have the tap, so I don't use it right now.
Oh, okay, good. See? So you don't need it.
Right. Yeah, chances are I probably won't ever need it.
Yeah.
It would be I've only got it. Maybe it would just be wise to just buy a second one and make a second setting. Because I know there are some songs where like we'll play like Boys of Summer from Henley, where
okay, I am familiar.
The lead guitar parts have a washier sound, like a bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the record, I think that it's like big studio reverbs instead of delays.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, just like building up a big washy delay sound, I kind of like. So
yeah,
for that song, when I play that song, I'm finding myself like bending down and changing some things on the pedal. And then you get into the song, it would just be kind of nice to be able to have something preset where you can go right into it and boom, you're there.
Yeah, I highly recommend to anybody play on their board to run a 2-delay board. I run on my main board 2 delays and 2 reverbs, and on my small board, I'm running the line 6 that has the 3 different delays with a tap tempo, which I've never used the tap tempo because I basically run the delay like pretty much how I want it to sound. I use it more not necessarily slap back. Well, one of them's a slap back, so it doesn't matter what tempo the song is really,
Sure.
But I do recommend that you have 2 delays on their board. I have an alter ego. What's that?
So why not 3?
Well, it just depends on what kind of real estate, because I have 2 reverbs too, because I feel the same way about Verb. Sometimes I want like your regular reverb, and then sometimes I want that super washy, ethereal reverb. So, I like having the 2 verbs, the 2 everything. Have I told you how much I enjoy the Duelist?
You have.
I really enjoy the sound of that pedal.
Let me ask you about the reverb thing, because that's another thing I was thinking about when I was listening to that track. Listening to it going, okay, there's a studio reverb on it. Sounds like a real big plate or something that they've got on. And then I was listening to British Steel.
Ooh.
And you listen to some of the lead parts there, and there's like a kind of like a room reverb on some of those leads too. And it's obvious. And I was thinking, it might be fun to use a reverb live, but then again, like one of the subtle reverb effects, like the reverb on British Steel, for example, probably wouldn't translate live because you've got the room's own natural reverb that you're in, and I wonder how that just gets lost, maybe.
Well, I don't know. It depends on the reverb. I use the Sound by New Neighbor as my main reverb, and then TC Electronic T Trinity 2 as my ethereal.
Okay.
In the course of a night, the ethereal one might come on once. The other one's on all the time. In fact, if I want a washy sound, I will put a delay on with the reverb, and you get a real nice sound.
What's the what do you have the New Neighbor set to?
Stun.
So dumb. You must have, do you have that set to like a room sound, or is it
Like a large plate.
okay? And
I would call it a medium to a large plate.
You keep it on during like the rock songs and stuff too?
It just depends on how dry I want it or how wet I want it. Obviously, if I'm doing like something by like AC/DC, I shut it all off.
Right.
It's pretty dry, his sound. Except for maybe the solo, then I'll put the verb back on. But yeah, I mean, they're nice. I think it's something to the 2 delay, 2 reverb. Obviously, I have a big ass pedal board, so it's like I have the room to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas some people don't, like a limited board. I do like the Line 6 DL4 in the loop. I think that with the tap tempo is really nice. Then all you need is like a reverb or a dual reverb pedal, and you'd be good.
Yeah.
I even think one of the verbs on the Line 6 has reverb in it. One of the delays comes with like a reverb mixed in.
Oh, right. Probably like a Space Echo copy kind of thing.
Something, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to figure that out. Maybe I'll add a reverb. There are certain things that are like so tempting to want to get and mess with, but I just know if I get it, I'm not going to want to mess with it. Like like the Boss DD500 or the Stryman Timeline. Something complicated like that. I know, like, it's appealing because it's like, ooh, I can do all this stuff. And then, if my cables and stuff like twist knobs while they're in the gig bag, and I'm, I get, once I get to the show, I open the gig bag for the pedal board, pull it out. The knobs are all different. It won't matter because it's digital. Therefore, there are presets and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's appealing, but I just know I won't dig into the venues and I won't utilize it.
Right.
So I got to figure out what I want to do. Folks, turn me on to some reverbs that you like. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's funny. The Stryman stuff's very good. I think even the Blue Sky is a really good one.
Also, I do want to mention to people in the audience out there, price is an issue. If you recommend to me that I try anything under $100, you can go fuck yourself.
You like the cheap pedals, do you? What about the Blue Sky? The Blue Sky has 2 reverbs put into it.
It does have 2 reverbs. Yeah, it's worth a try, maybe.
It's a beautiful pedal. Great sounding. I love the Stryman stuff. I've wrestled for a while of doing a five-piece all Stryman, Blue Sky, Brigadier, El Capitan, that type of thing. Ola.
Yeah, I've had their delays before, and I've never managed to keep any of the delays on the board. I just something too clean and sparkly about them. They didn't have the mojo, baby.
Right. Now, did you have the El Capitan? Is that the one you had?
I've had the El Cap, I've had the Dig, and the Timeline.
Now, the Dig is like the DM, right? It's supposed to have the DM sounds.
No, that's the digital one. It's supposed to be their digital one. The one that's supposed to be like the DM is the Brigadier.
Oh, yeah. That was the one that I thought was the good one, the green one, the Brigadier.
Yeah, that's the one I've never had.
Yeah.
Curious, though.
Yeah, I heard that was the good one.
The one good one. I think I've heard that all of them are good.
No, I mean, like, that was the best of the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
Upper echelon.
I don't know. Wish I could tell you.
What do you tried the Quilter amps at all?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
I think they sound great. I think they feel very fast in their attack, so they feel like solid state to me. But they sound really good.
Yeah.
So if you're able to get out of your own head and play through one and not worry about how fast the response time is and the fact that there's really not a lot of sag or anything.
Right.
Audience will probably be happy with hearing it because it sounds good. It sounds really good.
Yeah, the funny thing about those, tube amps versus solid state, it's always the audience doesn't have an effing clue. Usually the person playing it will feel the way the amp responds can tell what it is. But as far as, like, the audience, they don't know. Or care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine if you said to a girl at a show, she's going to see, I don't know, Bon Jovi, and you said, that guitar player's not even using a tube amp. She'd be like, oh, really? Yeah, the fuck away from me.
That's entirely true.
Right?
You would probably just say, can you believe that's not Richie Sambora? And she would go, who?
Exactly.
Well, I'm just here with my mom. She's the one that wanted to see Bon Jovi. No offense, JBJ.
No, I mean, no, some offense.
I like, remember that tune, Blaze of Glory?
Of course.
The Young Guns.
Yeah. Awful.
Had the mouth harp in it. Bow, bow, bow.
Unbelievable. It's horrendous. But no, I just think it's funny because some people are like so uppity about like, it's got to be a tube amp, dude. And there's some nice solid state. There's some good modeling amps. I watched a review of the Katana and I thought it sounded okay. When you're watching it in the video, everything kind of sounds okay. I mean, I can make my Mustang sound pretty good. I had to go to an open jam. Buddy of mine had a jam on Saturday. And it was fun. Big crowd. Everybody was in good spirits. They were selling pizza slices for $2, and then later, towards the end of the night, they needed to get rid of it. So they're like, $1 pizza slice. What I thought was hilarious, the guy was like, it's better than Elio's. That was his selling point. They're frozen. Elio's is, it's like the square pizza that kind of like you had in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, when you're trying to sell pizza, you might not want to say that it's better than Elio's because it's like, it would be like, folks, this guitar is better than, and then naming the worst guitar ever. It's like, oh, that does sound. In other words, it's horrible. It's a horrible pizza. Bring it to like the worst pizza in the world. What?
I can't
yell it out. It's as good as Celeste.
I want to be able to relate. I just can't relate. I've never had Elios before.
Celeste.
What?
Mama Celeste?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, for those of you in the know out there who knows Celeste Pizza and Elio's, you know this place makes pizza just as good. But anyways, yeah, it was a good jam, you know?
I had some good jam a few months ago. Strawberry.
Awful.
Just
awful.
these old, yeah, the blues. So you do a jam, you get out there, and everybody's showing off their custom shop guitars and
Ah!
wearing their rider hats.
You know what was funny was we went up. We did Working Man Blues for Merle Haggard. We kept it a little country, and then we did After Midnight, the Clapton version. But yeah, usually it's a parade of guitars. That is true. I just brought the Mexican one that I put the Wenge neck on just because I wanted to play it. But yeah, hilarious. But yeah, no, it was a good crowd. You know what's funny about the blues crowd? It's always an older crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was the young guy there.
Something in my office for some reason.
What is it?
There's mosquitoes in here.
Oh,
Or
mosquitoes.
gnats. Something. Probably gnats. I don't know.
Yeah. I was the young guy at the blues jam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, folks, hey, I was like, when I got up on the mic, I'm like, hey, here's a song by Merle Haggard, and if you sit tight, I'll make sure that you all get some Jell-O.
Oh, God.
That's what I felt like.
Blues jam at the retirement home.
Well, I always say the blues jams always feel like you're playing to a convalescent home.
Oh, man. Speaking of blues,
That's
I heard, I actually sat down and watched a video that Bonamassa put out.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I guess it's been out for about a year. I think it was called Retribution or something like that. The song wasn't great, but the guitar solo was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Guy can rip, man.
Oh, there's no question he's not a great player. But the problem is you know, you've put lipstick on a pig.
You got to get through the song to get to the
Yeah,
song.
who wants to listen to it?
That's no way to live, right?
I mean, who wants to listen to that? I mean, here's a great question. Name a horrible song with a great solo that everybody would know. Good luck.
Everybody would know. Good luck, yeah.
Because the song is what matters. You know? And these people, and then it's like, well, then, like a lot of times you like the song, and then the solo comes, and you like the solo because it's so catchy in the song that was so good to begin with. I mean, can you name a song that has a bad solo?
A song with a bad solo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure if I thought about it, I probably could.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly a number of bad guitar solos out there.
I don't know.
This will be followed up next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to think of a song that would be a good song that has a bad solo. I can't really think of any. I think some that have great and some that have good, but I can't think of one that's bad.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I mean, Living After Midnight solo is not great.
Ooh. Oh, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But it fits the song.
The
It's weird that you named the song off British Steel, considering you just talked about it a minute ago.
well, I just played the solo on Friday night. And
Oh, you did?
It's like, man.
How good?
You know
How
what
good is Rapid Fire?
You know, oh, it's fantastic. You know what a great guitar solo is? Jake E. Lee on Bark at the Moon. That's a great guitar solo.
Yeah.
The first one and the second one, that little that's a cool one. But the first one is well constructed, so it's very cool. Great song with a terrible guitar solo, Cult of Personality. Just
Well,
like
yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
great that song is. Vernon Reed is always a little all over the place.
Yeah, I got to get some stuff done around here. Next week, I want to talk a little bit about pricing and product placement in the market.
Nice. All right, that sounds good.
In our market, the musical people market.
Very good. All right, very good. Well, I'll wrap with you next week and in better circumstances.
Indeed.
Very good.
Later.
Okay, everyone, very good.
You're listening to Guitar Talk with Dave and John.